Hello, welcome to Buying on a Budget. My name is Fai. Today I'm gonna review this Sirui table pod or mini tripod 3T-35K and share my experience with you about how I feel about triple tripod and should you buy a cheap tripod. Well, first of all, I know this tripod is not cheap. This is $65 on Amazon or B&H Photo, but I will tell you this is worthwhile. This is worth the price. So first of all, this Sirui is a Chinese brand. However, their tripod is really solid. Build quality for this is excellent. It's aluminum construction. You can feel really well built, and I think it can kill me. And unlike this other triple tripod I have on Taobao, I actually bought it in a local store and they sell it for like $10 for me. It's called Canable, I don't know what the name is. But this one is basically looks similar to a Manfrotto mini tripod. However, I never felt comfortable using this $10 tripod with a 1,000 or 2,000 equipment on it. Can you really trust it? Well, I use a G9 Panasonic Lumix G9 on it, which is $1,700 on a $10 mini tripod. I never can trust that triple tripod, and the construction is not reliable and the control on this thing is limited as well. However, for Sirui, it can extend to this height, and for your reference is 13.4 inch, and it can lower as well like this. And the thing itself can also use as a selfie stick, which is really handy, and you feel like it's really solid to put your camera on it. And the center column, this thing can be removable for a lower, shorter column if you want. And here is a locking mechanism, so you can make sure it's very solid. The ball head is included. It has a quick release, unlike this one you have to screw every time. They include a screw for you as well, which is nice and very solid. The ball head is good. It's very comfortable to use, I guess, but it's solid. It's really the point. It's solid. More information: 15.2 ounces. So should you buy this? It comes with a really nice box, very premium feeling, and a bag as well, and includes something like this short column here. Well, for the price, really $65, you can buy a lot more. However, I have heard something about that. Actually, people use this kind of tripod and make their equipment damage. Joby, I think there is like the Joby Gulia thing. Also, it's easy to be damaged. So I think for me, I just want a comfortable thing to hold on my 2,000 equipment on it. So I really suggest you look into this one, because it's really one of the best tripod you can buy, which is not very expensive as well. Because if you talk about expensive tripod, it's usually 1,000, 2,000, which I cannot afford. But for this one, you can use it in outside as well, not just on the table, because this one can extend and sometimes go low. You can have some dramatic shot as well. Well, it cannot be like as tall as a normal tripod, but it's still good enough for you to do some time lapse or some video, but you have to bend for yourself. So really, what you're buying is your no worry mind. You know, you don't have to worry about if your equipment gonna drop or not. And this one is really your van. What else to add? Well, for this kind of equipment, usually especially from a Chinese brand, is really one of the best value for your money. And for something like this, I learned this the hard way. Buy more expensive. I know it might exceed your budget, however, it's still good for your budget long term, because when you talk about value, when you talk about budget, you really focus on the uses per time, how much per time. If I use this and I broke it after a few time of use, but it's cheap, but it's actually not that cheap because it broke easily. But for this one, if I can use it for 10 years, 20 years, which I feel like I am going to be like this, using this for 10 or 20 years, which is worth it, which is within my budget actually, and good value as well. Value is like the time, how many times you use and how much it costs per use. So which is really the point here. So don't feel like you bought expensive, because this camera, which is actually a broken one, I learned it the hard way. I used it only for half a year, and I bought this G9 because it was raining, and then this one is very cheap. I don't know how can it go so cheap in a local store, and I felt like it's a refurbished product as well. I'm not sure, I'm just saying, but this one broke after half a year of use. Nikon D5600, which is good camera for landscape and some light street photos shooting. But just if you're really into something and you feel like you're going to do this long time, please invest more, because otherwise you will just keep spending more and more, a little bit. You feel like you're not spending much, but after calculation, after sum up, you actually spend a lot, much more than that. So pretty much it. 100% suggest you buy this tripod rather than a triple tripod. Bye bye.